What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Legit Whiskey Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing Buffalo Trace. All right, so Buffalo Trace. Surprisingly, I haven't reviewed this on my channel before, which is, I always keep this bottle in stock, and this is probably my fourth or fifth bottle that I've gone through, and for some reason I've never reviewed it on my channel, so I thought, why not review it today? So I'm pretty sure that I've reviewed most of these that I have here, and the reason I have these up here is just because all of these are, all part of the Buffalo Trace family. And when it comes to Buffalo Trace, everyone knows Buffalo Trace, the bourbon, and everyone knows Buffalo Trace, the distillery, and how notorious it is to find some of these bottles. For me, the Buffalo Trace, and I think for most people, it's pretty easy to find. It's probably the easiest one to find out of the Buffalo Trace line. But for me, I always find that at retail I got this for $25, and it's never really marked up in my area, so pretty easy to find. When it comes to like Eagle Rare, I still get this at retail as well, like $35, sometimes $40, but mostly $35. It's available enough in my area. And then when it comes to the Weller lines, that's when it starts to get a little bit harder. As far as the Weller, the Special Reserve, I see this at retail like $25-26, and I see it around pretty often, so it's not that hard to find, at least not in my area. When it comes to a little bit higher up, like the Weller Antique 107 and up, then you're talking about a little bit of a markup and way harder to find. I did find this at retail, so I was pretty lucky there, but I know I have a lot of people have trouble even finding the Special Reserve. But today we're talking about Buffalo Trace. So when it comes to Buffalo Trace, like I said, $25. This is 45% ABV, so 90 proof. It's a classic, straightforward Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Nothing fancy, just straightforward down the middle, solid classic bourbon. So we're gonna get into this one. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of honey, caramel, vanilla. There's a good amount of oak here. I think these, it's non-age stated, of course, but I think they use anywhere between 6 to 8 year barrels to make this bourbon here. I could be a little bit off, but it's older, a little bit older on the higher side of aged whiskeys. But yeah, I'm getting like classic notes here. I'm getting vanilla, caramel, a good amount of honey. There's not too much spice that at least I can pick up on the nose, but a good amount of oak. I'm picking up some oakiness in here. But yeah, like I said, pretty straightforward. Nothing too fancy, but nothing, off-putting or anything. Just straightforward. Good nose. All right, let's go to the palate. Cheers. All right. So everything that I mentioned in the nose is coming through on the palate. The honey, the vanilla, caramel. And then I feel like the oak comes through even more on the back end of the palate. And then I'm actually getting some spice on the palate as well, which I didn't get too much of it on the nose. So, it's just straightforward, just classic. Like I keep saying classic because those are the notes that I'm getting, just straightforward, classic bourbon flavors. But let me try it again. Yeah, more of the same. I feel like I wish there was a little bit more sweetness. I lean more towards the sweeter bourbons. It's just my palate, my personal preference, but that's one thing that I've always noticed with Buffalo Trace. I wish it was a little bit sweeter. Usually too, previous bottles that I've picked up, a lot of fruitiness comes forward, but for some reason in this bottle, maybe it just hasn't opened up enough yet. But I'm not getting as much berries and the cherry berries, those type of fruits that I usually get on the nose on this one, more on the nose than the palate. I'm not getting any of that, at least not right now at the moment. So that's kind of different, but As far as the palate, I feel like on the second sip, I got a little bit of more. There was like a bitter note towards the end of the palate, towards the back, along with that oak and that spice. So I'm not a big fan of that like little bitter type note when bourbons have that, and I kind of picked that up a little bit on the second sip. I didn't pick it up on the first one, but I'm gonna try it one last time here. That vanilla is really coming through now on the nose. It's pretty nice. Yeah, the more I sip on it, the more the oak comes out and the more the bitterness comes out. It's not like horrible, it's not like over the top bitterness, but it's noticeable and it's there, and it's something that I really don't like. But overall, this is good. It's a good classic sipper, something that you don't have to really think about. You know, I wouldn't really pay over like $30 for this. It's good. It's like I said, it's really good, but it's just not like anything to like go out of the way and pay like any markups for this. I don't know if these do get marked up. I think some places do mark them up just because it's Buffalo Trace, but I don't think it's worth like paying over $30. You know, it's just, it's good, but it's not like anything to go crazy over. So as far as my final score at retail at $25, you know, this is a solid B. Nothing, you know, nothing to write home about, but nothing at all that's like, you know, a put off for me, except for a little bit of that bitterness that comes out after the second and third sip, but it's not horrible to where you can't drink it. So if you guys like my content, remember to smash that like button, remember to subscribe, and keep it legit and do it for the love of whiskey. Cheers.